Good. Right. I think we'll start with the. I will start with the VWAPs first, with the trading view. Then we go over extra charts and market profile. So basically, first things first. This is basically the yearly, the quarterly, the monthly, and the weekly. Same template as Waffle. If we go on the yearly, so basically we're coming to a big red candle on the weekly. If you see on the history back in time, usually after these high selling weekly candles, I have it set on around the 30 here, the Z-score. Basically, if I put bigger value, it will show a bit on more momentum side, like it's not gonna be that short period. So as long as a bigger time frame, I like to have it like on the lower side to spot like the spikes, on the volume. So if you can see, guys, here, usually after a big weekly candle, it's a turning point or a local bottom usually. So for me, also because we have here contextual level like the 24 VWAP, might be a good turning point or just a local low, how you want to call it, doesn't matter. And probably we either bounce here all the way down, all the way up towards the 81, which is the 24 value at high, or we're gonna choop. That usually happen around the VWAPs, basically the medium area of the entire range. So that might be also big possibility to chop around, form a base, and then, as the auction market theory says, we will break either side, break down lower towards the 24 value area low or above towards the value area high. So basically this is all with the candle formation. It's just an exhaustion, like previously on this weekly candle on November. Nothing much to say on the yearly. We will not here as a big turning point. I will have it. I think it also confluent with the weekly one, which is the 65, and here 65. I will put it. So we have here seeing globally. We have reject initially on this week. I mean, the worst case scenario, in my opinion, here to not chop, as a lot of people expect, before going down again, like later in this quarter. I think it's a move, something similarly like here on the COVID crash, but I don't know if the magnitude of the move was really close like this one. I think that time was way bigger. Like legit was a big liquidation event compared to now. I mean, doesn't feel like it was before, and probably we won't get something like this, like a V-shaped reversal like some expect, because a lot of people do expect a move similarly like on the previous bear market, like it's the same fractal until now, more or less, but it's a bit more violent for now. We talk, I don't know, let's measure the data range. Okay. So was around 200 days, and right now we are just at around half of it. So I don't know if we're gonna have something like this, because also that this COVID crash was way later in the cycle, because the bottom basically was here after around 300 days. So the time wise, I don't think we're gonna have this. So it points towards me uh, for a more 22 bear market style. So probably we're gonna just chop here and then again sell off, maybe for the last time after a bigger range here for, like, I don't know, 2-3 months. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not possible to bounce uh, in the coming months. Like, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 selling. We've been selling for like 5 months. So in the history, I mean, we also don't have a lot of data to really compare and to say, yeah, we won't happen again, or it's gonna happen. Um, so if I compare with the history to see if there was any time before, like something similar in the amount of monthly candles. 1, 2, 3. Here we have 3 months of selling. Then we just ended with 1 month green. Here again 3 months, 2 months here. Then here 1, 2, 3, just 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So the 18 bear market we had here 5 months, but never more than 5. So it's probably that we are exhausted here for a bit, and we potentially close green like the next month, uh, because usually when you have like big weeks like this, usually the next month. I mean, I'm not saying that this entire monthly candle needs to be engulfed by the next one, something like this. No, it can be like this, like a way um, little candle compared to the rest, because after a huge, like we have here 1, 2, 3, like this is the third biggest candle from the previous fives. I mean, from this entire selling, not from the previous. So it's normal to have like a more narrow candle like the next one. So we can predict this prediction, and if the rest levels of interest from the VWAP and the market profile points towards a bounce from these current levels. So we might end green like the next month, and then probably just chop around, and later on we will see on the second quarter on where we go. I still expect a downside because of time wise. I don't really think we're gonna short new highs directly and have like I don't know, 6 months of bear market, as some people claim, like at each cycle gonna be shorter than the last one. I don't think that. Uh, and yeah, probably gonna play similar like the last bear market. Uh, I don't know, around 10 months, something like this. Like if we're gonna have the time spent like the previous cycle. It points towards us to bottom on the October, November, but probably we're gonna bottom. I mean, there is a possibility, like if the cycle is not really one to one like the previous one, and to be a little bit shorter, we could be find the bottom, like the generational bottom on around the summer. But yeah, this is just speculation. Uh, so I wanted to point out a little bit on the longer time frame. Okay, if you go back to our VWAPs, I will highlight here the levels of interest that I'm interested to trade. Like, even if they are very far away from the current price, I like to have the levels here and just hide them on the chart. So when the price approach the levels, I just turn on to see on the chart. You can do the same as me. So 24 Valora high. Here is the 24 VWAP. The 24 Valora low. All right. For now, the developing one, the 26, is acting a very nice trend following for now, trend following indicator. As long we don't really accept into the band, like usually when you have developing a VWAP, you want the price to consolidate a bit on when you get inside of it before going for the next direction, because it's not a lot. I mean, it's not really helpful to have just a candle inside of it and just say, yeah, we have accept inside the value, so we're going to rotate to the VWAP. Usually we want more candles if you watch on the daily here, because it's the time frame I use for the yearly. So right now it's not very concludent here, just we bounce a little bit from the VWAP, and now we'll see. Okay, going on the quarterly, pretty much the same story. Check if it's it's the quarterly. Yeah. Yeah, it's also the first quarter, so basically the quarterly is the same as the yearly one until the next quarter. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's not really relevant for now, the quarterly, just from the Q2 when we end this quarter. So it's the same story, like when you have the first month of the year, basically until the first month ends, you have the same VWAP, the yearly one, the monthly one, and also the quarterly, and also the weekly until the first weekly period ends. So yeah, this was the same period until here. From here, it's just the yearly and the quarterly the same. So now they are more independent. We can work with the monthly also with the weekly, and the rest just the yearly and the quarterly until the spring. So on the monthly, is pretty much range bound for now. We have reject here. It really acts as a resistance. The VWAP, nice rejections. for now we are selling off for the last for 12 hours. And yeah, I think this is nice to treat this as two little ranges. I like this when the profile is very, very wide. Yeah, I won't put any line on here because it's still developing, so makes no point. All right, so the monthly is pretty much range bound between this range right now. Trade above it, and we can shoot on the high, on the value high of this month. For now, yeah, we could expect lower, but we'll see because also we have here a void that can stop the price from going down, and from here to turn a little bit, consolidate again, and maybe we take this high. So yeah, not much of a period to work with right now. Just good to take in consideration that the month is range bound right now. Okay, the weekly it's a bit more interesting here. We spike here above, then we sell off, leaving the previous weekly value low untaped here. So basically, this is a bait. I knew that we will short again the low. It happens a lot of time. Like if you trade a lot of VWAPs, you will get really familiar with this type of setups. Like they spike a low or a high near the static level, but they don't take it. Then just bounce, and then yeah, they will sell off below, take the rest of liquidity here, the stops, and so on, just to fill the orders. A lot of more orders, of course. Then yeah, here we deviate nicely, and yeah, we just pump. And now the weekly VWAP is acting also nicely as a resistance here in confluence with let's see, I think is the month, yeah, the one with the monthly, more or less is the same thing. So yeah, it's also a nice three drive here, 1, 2, 3, and now we sell off. We also break this low here, so for the people that trade with the price action, just we can frame this also as a lower high or a potentially lower high with the supply here. They just mitigated on these two tabs, and now also this zone here would be a resistance. Like if you spike all the way up on this void to fill the void, and then maybe sell off lower. So yeah, this will be a nice setup in my opinion. Price action wise, but also based on the VWAP, because since we opened the week, here wasn't really clear what happened, but after that we have built a lot of time and space below it. So this could be considered as a complete pullback on the VWAP, and just from here to continue the selling, because the market right now it's frame more to be towards the downside. So yeah, basically the shorts are a bit more high probability than just longing blindly any level of interest. So I will consider here a nice short, like if we spike this void, maybe in confluence also with this zone here, like the weekly VWAP and the current weekly developing one, and just then sell off. Like if you have some exhaustion here, you can put your stop like above this lower high, and then see if it works out, you know. So yeah, basically this is all on the VWAP. We can treat also this as a range, like similarly like the month profile, the monthly one. I think if they will trade lower towards the previous month value area low and the previous weekly value area low, I don't think this will hold easily because this price here is very wide. Like if you range, we're gonna range like this, have very ample moves, and probably any little deviations or lows or highs like this, if they are not very big sell-offs or buy-offs, like with this portion here, I think won't hold and just and they are acting just as an liquidity pool, just to take it and of course to take more to fill more orders, you know, on the order side. So probably if you sell off here, we can easily target this low and maybe of course you take some profits here, but you can also leave some runners in case we form a range below the weekly value low, and then re-add if you get something like this, target the weekly low. So basically this is my setup I'm looking for right now based on the VWAPs, spike into the void and then see if there is a trigger, also a mousetrap or a mitigation or an exhaustion here if there is no more initiative buying, and if sellers overhand the buyers, then we can take the short stops above the high, as I said, on the 71 sorry, and we can target the low here and maybe leave some runners for the 60 in case we break down and we accept below the weekly value low. Trade above the weekly VWAP here, maybe a slow grind, so grind up, or a consolidation here with multiple retest or some sort of pattern with lower volatility, and just to compress and before volatility injection, we can look to flip long, but probably that will be not the cleanest trade, and yeah, further development will be needed there. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a setup here. If you get if everything aligns, like on the trigger wise, because the trigger gonna be the most important thing here beside this location. So yeah, this is all on the VWAP side. We still need more information on the higher side to really work with. For now, the weekly is very clean. Yeah, and the yearly just 3 levels. The quarterly is not good, and yeah, the monthly we can better pay attention to the weekly instead of the monthly right now.